Just to make sure I'm at the right position. Pause. Damn, I'm getting kicked out. That's crazy. Is it because I'm black? You didn't deny it.
Unless you in my house.
Are you filming right now, by the way?
Yeah, it's filming. I'm still pulling
Hi.
up the questions. Say hi, Taj.
Hello. Hi.
Lil' shawty looking better with no makeup. She brighten up my days when she wake up. I know the mother got the same stuff, but I'ma keep it real, there ain't no fake love till our day come. Little baby wants.
Ladies and gentlemen, new episode of the NSL podcast. I'm sorry we've been gone a while, but I'm back. My co-hosts are not here today. We couldn't make it, but got a special guest, Tajiez.
Hello.
So artist from Montreal, from my city here. For those who watch every episode, I think your name has been dropped in literally almost every episode, bro.
I should get a percentage. I'm telling you, because it's just like the way I've been mentioned. It's like it's as if I'm part of. I'm part of like the creation of the whole thing. So it's just
Yeah, you're like the topic every time. But seriously, like I think I should do a little compilation of all the times I've mentioned your name, bro. You've come up every time because we've had so many conversations of things that were discussed in other episodes. So that's why you kept reminding me of you. It's because you and I talk a lot of music, but music business, marketing, all that. And so finally, ladies and gentlemen, the face along with the name, Tajiez in the building. I don't know how else to introduce you other than just, an artist from Haiti originally,
Yeah.
moved to Montreal a couple of years ago.
Thanks for having me, though.
It's my pleasure, man. I'm happy to have you.
Before, I'm sorry.
Mm?
Is it okay if I cuss or shall I?
That's fine. That's fine. No worries.
I bet. I don't think I really paid attention. Do you bleep it out during like the whole thing? Or
No.
is it
Like I'll do the dolphin noise if it's part of like a funny clip, but like it doesn't matter.
okay, all right.
So
Bet.
don't worry. So first and foremost, I don't know. I guess we should get right into it. Right into it. We can give a bit of an intro to them. You could maybe say what got you into music, and then we're gonna talk business. So give a bit
It's
of
a
backstory on
funny
that.
story, actually. Okay, so basically, all my friends that know me always know like most of my things. They always have like a girl involved into it. I think like you know that by now. It's like there's always like a girl involved into my stories. And so ever since I was a kid, my parents like always played music around and everything like that. Like my dad had like cassettes,
Nah.
and then like I literally like remember like it's like videos of me literally in diapers just dancing to music and everything like that. So that's
Damn.
something that always like I always loved. And then I was in first grade,
Still wearing diapers?
not wearing diapers. Luckily, I was in first grade, and then this girl that I liked, she was really into Justin Bieber,
Mm.
and you know, I started listening to Justin Bieber to impress her.
You simped out.
So I was a simp before the simp term was a thing, but she was really into Justin Bieber, and I think around that time like Baby was going crazy, like everything.
Yeah.
So it was just like so it was most likely after first grade. So I went and like I listened to the song a bunch of times and everything like that, and I was back in Haiti, so almost nobody knew how to speak English,
Oh yeah.
and even I didn't know how to speak English that well, but I really listened to it a lot so I could like know how the words sounded. And so basically like it's like we'd be in class, we'd be singing, and I'd be like, nah, that's not how you say it, this is how you say it, and everything like that, and just to get her attention basically. And I ended up with me actually becoming a Justin Bieber fan.
I'm
And,
sure,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, and then like I would listen to him and everything like that, and then um later on I started like listening to more things like Eminem, Drake, and
Yeah.
everything. But then it was like later on, maybe like 7th or 8th grade, another girl that I liked. But the thing is, I had no idea how to talk to her. So I was just like, damn, like, how do I talk to her? So for some reason, I have no idea what went through my head. It's like it's embarrassing, but at the same time, I'm happy that it happened. I decided to write a poem.
Okay.
So I wrote a poem.
That's
and
dope,
everything.
actually. I feel like that's
Oh,
pretty
it,
good riz.
It gets bad because
Oh yeah.
when I finally finished writing the poem and I showed it to her, she was like, "What are we in the 1990s?" I swear to God, my feelings were so hurt.
You
My
went back to the Beaver chick after
Yo,
that.
nah, it was a different school, so it's just like I couldn't. But my feelings were so hurt, bro. It was just like, damn. And then, but I was able to find a outlet with that. to like, describe how I was feeling and everything, because sometimes like it's not like I could really explain or say what I was feeling, because it was just like I don't really know like how it was, but like back in Haiti and everything like that, it's just like when somebody would find out that you like somebody, it would just be like, they would just make fun of you and everything
Yeah,
like
it's like
that.
that here too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just like, I'm just speaking of like what I know. And
Yeah, of
everything like
course, of
that.
course. Yeah,
So it was just like they would just like roast you.
yeah.
It was just hard for me to really express myself,
Yeah.
and so I was just like writing it down and everything until things just progressed into like, me watching movies like Let It Shine and series like Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yo, okay, I think I really want to like,
Pursue
start
this.
doing this and everything
Mhm.
like that. And then, furthermore, it include like, I went to actually making music and everything.
Yeah,
So that's kind of like, a story of my upbringing.
that's dope. I love it. So thanks to all the women who broke his heart. Now he's making music. Okay, so that's dope. Now fast forward to now. So you and I think met probably through Instagram,
TikTok.
TikTok. Okay, TikTok.
I saw your video on TikTok. It was oh, it's funny because we were talking about this morning. I think it was a sticker video.
Oh, that's the first video you've seen of me.
No, I think I seen other videos,
Okay.
but I didn't know that you were from Montreal before.
Okay.
I just
Yeah.
followed you.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I think with the sticker videos, because I think in the video you mentioned I'm from Montreal, so this is how I do it while I'm in Montreal and everything. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit. And then after that, I think I texted you from
Yeah.
that, and then like I think the first conversation we had was about the stickers.
Okay.
Because I was asking you how'd you get it done and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah, I remember now. I completely forgot that, but yeah, I remember. Full circle now. We're talking about it this
Yeah.
morning. He just ordered himself stickers
Yeah.
now.
I ordered like what 190 stickers.
They work, man. If you put
Nah,
them at the
nah,
right places, they work.
Bro, I've had what there was somebody well, there were a few people actually. I sticked it in metros.
Mhm.
People like followed me from there, and then like they sent me the picture of the
Yo,
sticker
all the
and
time.
everything. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, guys. So if you're watching, maybe you don't know, out of context though, but these little stickers with their QR code. So we got customized our IG. You can put whatever you want, your Spotify, your Instagram, whatever. Get it done on a QR code, on a little sticker, circular sticker, and put them at places where people are waiting around. That's the key component. Don't just put them anywhere, because that's either going to get you in trouble or it's just going to be useless. But always like on urinals, they work well. On like bus stops, anywhere where people are waiting, where they have time to waste, they're probably going to be curious and scan it. My advice, and I don't know if you would agree with this, is to keep it like, don't describe what the sticker is, so that people have that curiosity factor. Because they just see like so many people, they're like, yo, who the hell puts a sticker on a urinal?
Yeah.
And that's why they scan it, because they're like, who's the idiot who would even do this?
Bro, it's funny. It's like there was a friend of mine. She seen I had them, and then she was like, down to help me, and then she put it in the girls' bathroom.
Yeah.
And then it's like it even like started like a funny conversation, because it's like somebody was like,
How'd you get in here?
Yeah. And so I had to explain that it was my friend that put it in the girls' bathroom for me, but it was just still funny. So.
Yo, it's crazy now, because I've handed them out to a few friends, and like the NSL guys have some too, so I guess they do the same. And yo, I'll get some pictures in my DMs of like people finding them, and I'm like, yo, like I've never even been to this place, and there's stickers there. Like it's crazy, man. Like, but it works. Like it outdid my expectations. Like I did it for fun and like a test, and like I'm really surprised. Like at Abbott it works well. At John Molson, like Concordia works well. Metro stations is crazy. So to anyone who's willing to invest a bit, like I found it pretty cool.
I'm gonna like that's why I bought a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna like give it to some of my friends, because I'm like, whenever you go somewhere and everything, I just put it there, because a bunch of people is better than just one person doing all.
Yo,
of them, so
for sure. And also, what I'm gonna say, some people are worried about like the legal concerns of that. I looked into it, and I got like actual like answers from people that work in that space. And since that sticker causes no property damage, meaning it could be removed without any physical property damage, you won't get in trouble. The only place you can get in trouble is if you put them on like government property. So for example, like stop signs, like if it's like instructions and it hinders the instruction itself. So stop signs, parking signs, you can't do that. But if it's on like a bus stop, like just the the window, or like a urinal, public washroom, those are fine. Can't get in trouble for it.
I've put it in my school. Like I've put it on my school desk,
But that's it.
In
Like
a
those
while.
places is
Yeah,
fine.
no, I would have gotten in trouble, like, cause I mean, you could easily find my IG, see my face and everything. Like that. So
Yeah.
it's like I would have gotten in trouble a long
But the
time
thing
ago.
too is now, like, I'm not even the one putting them. So like,
Yeah,
if they like, other people could put them too. Just because it links back to your IG, it's not your fault. You know
yeah,
what I
nah,
mean? So that's a little tip for you guys. So that was actually a perfect segue to start talking about marketing and all that business side of music. In the music space, you're someone who's really intrigued and interested, and you study that. A lot of artists, they just make music and then they don't really bother
yeah,
learning about the marketing side of it, which I think is the most important
no, for sure,
for in terms of performing and growing and all that. And that's why people watch this. So I mean, that's I think going to be very valuable for you guys today. There's so many little questions and topics I have here. I think we're going to start it this way. Should upcoming artists be dropping singles or projects /EPs/albums, whatever you want to call them? What is your take? And then I'll give mine.
for sure. Singles. The thing is, with the way that like attention spans go and everything like that currently, people are not gonna check out like it's like albums from somebody that
For
they don't know.
sure, bro.
And even me, even with artists that I literally like fuck with and like I respect, sometimes like I see an album and it's just like, especially like albums that are like longer than an hour.
Yo, true.
It's just like
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, nah, I don't have the time for that.
It's like a turnoff. Like you won't even listen to
Yeah.
the rest because of it. Yeah.
Bro, you might just not even listen to the first song.
Because it's that long.
Yeah,
I
because
agree.
I won't like me. I'm the type of person. It's like if I listen to an album, I want to be able to listen to the whole album
Yep.
and like have it go track to track and everything like that. So
Mhm.
it's just like there's a lot of albums I've listened to way like after because I didn't feel like I had enough time to like put into it basically.
Yeah.
And so that's why I feel like if it happens for people that like are big and
Imagine when you're small.
yeah, exactly. Because it's just like, let's say, okay, like, you have this one song, go crazy. If you're lucky, what tells you, like, people are going to put interest into, like,
To the
listening
next
to
one.
the rest of it, basically.
Exactly.
So that's why I think, like, EP, like, no, not EPs, my fault. Singles are better because it's just like, oh, it's just one song. Oh, 2 minute. Okay, bet. We go with that. Oh, okay, it's cool. I might check them out later and everything like that.
Exactly.
It's just like, if it's like a whole thing, just seeing the length of it, even if it pause, even if it's not like that much, it's like it's gonna like turn people away. Let's
For
say if
sure.
you really want to have like more than one song, then maybe do it like 2 songs at a time. But it's just like albums like really leave that for like after.
Because even like if you think of it as like a from like an investment standpoint, let's say, you know how they always say like spread your eggs across
Yeah,
multiple baskets
for
rather than
sure.
put all your eggs in
For
one
sure.
basket. It's the same idea.
Yeah.
If you put out one project with no fan base or a very small fan base, let's say, again, like you said, it'll probably discourage some people because, man, you even see it like big artists, their most streamed song on an album is like the first 2-3
For
songs,
sure.
and then people get bored and they move away.
Yeah.
So a lot of the songs, they just get it kind of looked over because people don't have the attention span. There's so much to listen to nowadays. There's so much good music. I think by having singles and properly push them in between singles, it just gives you statistically more chances of having one or many do well, because or else, yeah, like you say, you do one good song, but then the 8 other song gets ignored. It's kind of like you're throwing 8 songs out, you know what I mean? And just wasting them.
I think one of the biggest things too is like the art form of an album is like kind of getting lost too.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Because a lot of albums before they used to be made like to flow one after each other. Like the album when you listen to it, like you have a story.
Yeah,
And now the thing is like there's just so many albums. It's more like playlists basically.
true.
And so at this point, it's like, what's really the point of like listening to a whole album? Because at the end of the day, I'm most likely just gonna take one song away, not listen to the rest of the album anymore.
It's true.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
You'll take one song, add it to your like gym playlist, let's say, and that's
yeah,
it.
yeah, basically, and then you never listen to the rest of the
Facts.
thing. And that's why it's just like it's like I'm saying, like if you really want to make an album, let's say try to compact it like as much as possible and make sure that like it's just like there's a purpose behind it basically. But of course, still try to leave that for like try to like push that like as far as possible. because it's just like, singles, like statistically, like, it's been proven time and time again, like, they work way
Exactly.
better than just like albums and everything.
And not to say that albums are not useful, because I think albums, they really do please like your core fans, like the
Yeah.
ones that are really like fundamentally
Yeah,
there
yeah,
for
yeah.
you as like an artist.
Yeah.
So you need to feed those, because those people are the people that are going to go spend money on your tickets, buy your t-shirts and all that stuff. So you still do need that. But what I'm saying is, too early in your career, when you don't actually have a fan base, let's be real, most small artists don't have fan bases. They might have family and friends that listen, a few fans here and there, but like actual people that are go out their way to listen to a project is very minimal. I think that probably the smartest way to do it is to have like a project ready on the side
Yeah.
and push singles in the meantime. This is what Russ did, actually. Russ just put out a bunch of singles, but he had a project ready the whole time. And then once he saw that the hype was there and it was like the right time, he didn't have to worry and rush through it and drop something. He had it ready. So he was just waiting for the right moment and dropped it. Like, that's the smartest way of doing it.
Like, and the Russ thing is like, it's like he did the album thing, and then after doing the album thing and seeing that it didn't work, that's why he was just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep making the albums, but I'm gonna drop them as singles, and then because it's smarter like that, and I think that's like what a lot of artists do. It's like, because what happens a lot of times, like when an artist gets popular, like not too long after they drop their debut album,
Facts.
and that's
yeah.
been like,
And they'll include that hit single in there just
Yeah.
because to get the
Like,
stream count.
I could mostly like speak for Juice WRLD basically, because that's the artist I've been like, following for the longest. But what Juice WRLD had, Lucid Dreams, like go crazy and everything like that. He had other like, projects on SoundCloud, but as soon as that went crazy, not too long after he dropped Goodbye and Good Riddance, and then, like, it's like that went crazy after that. So projects are better after, let's say, you have something like, bubbling up, and
So that's your moment.
Yeah.
Even like Jack Harlow, when he had What's Poppin' go crazy, then
Yeah.
he dropped his album and he performed. Like, he actually did well on that
Yeah.
project. So it just took him to that next level, right? Even though like that single will still be your single, but the ones that are there more than just that one radio song, they'll actually be down to listen to a project. So it's a balance, obviously, but I think it's because people get so caught up in like the artistic side of music, like, yo, but I'm an artist and I want to express myself. Like, I get it, but at the same time, if you're trying to make a living and trying to like fund your pockets from your music, you need to start somewhere, and singles is the way to do it. And I know people hate to hear it, but it's facts. Like, look at all these guys who made it big. All the examples were given. Like, that's what they did, bro.
Yeah. It's so funny though, because like I might sound like, critical for that, but it's like a lot of people that say like, they want to focus on the art form and everything like that, but they don't even really focus on the art form that much.
It's kind of cap.
It's just like they just like, want to do what's easier for them. Because if they focused on like, the art form as much as they want to say that, they would focus on the art form, like a lot of the songs where they sound like they would just like freestyle, like, super quick and everything like that without like revisions, the mix or mastering would be better and everything like that. So if you want to focus on the art form, I respect that, but focus on the art form like fully.
Yo, it's true. People use it almost as an excuse.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way, but you're right.
Bro, it's
Because
like-
you're saying, sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but to your point a minute ago, when you were saying how like albums used to be much more introspective and like they flowed into each
Yeah.
other, those efforts, they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
So it's cap.
Yeah. It's like what I was like in the art world, basically. I used to draw, and I was like, in the art world. And one thing I could compare to that is like when an artist is not that good at like, drawing hands and everything like that, they will half-ass it. And then when someone says, oh, that's not how you're supposed to do it, they're just going to say, oh, that's my style. That's my drawing art style and everything like that. But just don't know how to do it. It is.
You're just trash.
Yeah, it's just basically the same thing. It's like, it's like you just don't know how to do the marketing side of it. And it's just like, you're using the fact that like, it's like, well, and I get it. Like, it's like, I wish I didn't have to like, worry about that
Yeah.
part. But it's just like, it's a part of it.
Part of the game, bro.
So you can't just,
You can't ignore it.
neglect it. And again, like, on top of that, if you say that you want to focus on the artistic side, but the artistic side is not like, the best that you could make it, then it's just like,
Yeah, that's a good point. I think they're probably gonna hate you for it, but it's facts though.
I mean,
People don't like hearing the truth though, man.
I'm here to
But
say,
it is what it
I'm here
is.
to say, I'm gonna speak my mind.
That's why we're here, baby.
I'm just gonna speak my mind.
That's why I wanted you here, bro, because you have some good points. We've had so many of these similar conversations like off air, but it's dope to have you. Probably the first of many episodes because like we have a million bullet points left on this list. But okay, let's move on. I'm curious on this. We spoke about this off air, but we never really like dug that deep on it. The concept of paying for playlist placements. So, you know, we talked about this a few weeks ago and we saw each other last. What is your opinion on people that, you know, they'll pay these curators, this or that, to get on these relatively big playlists? I've done a lot of research on it, so I would like both of us to speak on it. For those who don't understand, you essentially pay X dollar amount to get played, to get your song placed for, let's say, a month, 2 months, X amount of time on these big playlists that have a lot of followers, and essentially that gets you a lot of streams. That's the idea.
For me, it's yes and no.
Okay.
Like, ideally, let's say, for the most part, it's no for me because it's like it creates a false image. Like sometimes, like you know, it's like people will see. The thing is, especially like most people that use Spotify, for example, because Spotify is like you know where the playlist thing happens the most, basically.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So Spotify on the mobile, most people use the mobile app.
Yeah.
On the mobile app, you can't see the amount of followers that people have. You can
Oh, can you not?
No, you can't.
Okay.
Only way you can do it is if you go on the browser and you go, but that's
like even if I deep dig on like your page, like in
no,
about
no.
or whatever.
I'm saying you just can't do it on the mobile app.
You can't do it on the phone.
No, you can't do it on the mobile app. But if you go on the browser, if you go on, let's say you have an iPhone, you go on Safari.
I understand.
You look up Spotify and then you look up the specific artist. If you go down, you're gonna see the amount of followers that they have. But on the mobile app for Spotify, you can't see it. The thing that most people are gonna see is the amount of monthly listeners. And the thing is, that is like, you know, a lot of people don't understand that that's a number that you could easily fake and everything like that because it doesn't say how many fans that you have. It's just how many people, like, let's say, listen to your song and everything. And then basically, it's able to like make you look bigger than you are, because like you know it's like I could easily just pay a playlist $30, and then they have like what, like let's say 9 million people on there. Well, not 9 million, but like 9,000 people on there. And then it's just like you know since the people just listen to the playlist on shuffle, it's gonna just get my song like you know to that. So the only reason why I'd say yes to a playlist is if let's say I have a certain song that I'm trying to push, but I'm not just counting on the playlist. I'm also doing other things on the side, like let's say TikTok promotion and Instagram or whatever. So then it's just like a added push to it.
Gotcha.
But a lot of people, let's say, they only rely on playlists to like you know do that. While let's say if you go on their follower account, it's only like 10 followers.
Yeah.
How do you only have like 10 followers, but you have, let's say, 10 songs that have like, you know, let's say 1 million streams or whatever? It just doesn't add up. And the thing is, since you can't check the amount of like followers on the app, you have to go on the mobile. You can't, most people don't see that. And plus it kind of like fucks up your data too, because Spotify like kind of goes with like, you know, the amount of like streams and everything like that to kind of see, let's say, oh, the people that listen to him listen to this type of person. And,
Of course,
and, like,
bro.
put you in the editorial like playlist and everything like that.
Or the algorithmic. That's
Yeah.
just got me most of my streams.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so since you go with the playlist, you kind of mess all that up.
All the data is
Because-
skewed now
yeah.
because it's either it's bots, which is terrible, or it's
Yeah.
people that are just there because you paid it to be there, you
And
know?
what's crazy is if you end up being on a botted playlist and Spotify sees that, your
You get
song,
flagged, eh?
your song just like not, yeah, I think you get flagged and then your song might literally just get taken down too.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's just
And
like,
it probably leaves, I don't know, but I would assume that it leaves like dirt on your name,
Yeah.
like in the
Yeah.
Spotify
Yeah, in the
algorithm, like
algorithm,
you're
yeah.
considered as like, you know.
Yeah. So it's like that's why it's just like I only do it when like let's say I feel like there's a song I want to push. But at the same time, it's just like I think that's something that I'm gonna stop doing,
Mhm.
because me myself, like I don't feel proud. Let's say when I see a song like that has this amount of streams,
Yeah.
and I know it was just like from a playlist. Like some people might see it and they're like, "Oh my god, you have this amount of streams," but I'm just like, "Yeah, it was a playlist." So.
I think people do it because they're misinformed because they think that like paying for a playlist will get them fans. But you need to think of it from a consumer's perspective, right? So let's say it's like a big gym workout playlist or a party playlist. Picture yourself in that situation when you go on Spotify and you search like a party playlist, right? And you're on Aux. You're going to search that, play it, boom, drop it. You're not consciously paying attention to the artist coming on. The song is probably good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure if people like took the time to actually listen to every song, you know, most of them they would enjoy. But they're not going to take the time out of their day to be like, yo, this is really dope. Let me go save the
It's
song
just
to my
background
personal
music.
playlist and follow the art. It's background music. Exactly.
Yeah.
So placements are very like, it doesn't develop you a fan base. I understand, like you say, I think it's a good way of putting it. It's like a complimentary or like an added
Yeah.
feature to actually get you, you know, the biggest artists that we know, that's how they get their
Yeah.
streams, right? Like Rap Caviar, if we're talking Travis Scott, Sway Lee, like that's how they get billions of streams. So it's the same idea, but they have their foundation set already. So that's just complimentary, right?
Yeah.
So I think if people are willing to pay money for their music, the last thing they should do is pay playlist placements. There's so many other, like you could learn like Facebook ads, you could learn so many TikTok ads we were talking before too. Like there's so many better ways to invest in your music than going to pay for a playlist if you really want like a long-term fan base, because it won't make you a fan.
And the only thing I'd say is like the other thing I'd say is like where I wouldn't really like mind. Let's say you have a playlist. Is let's say you already have like a fan base,
Mhm.
and then like let's say you're just let's say the music is all you're like getting your income from. Then it's like using the playlist to kind of like boost the little like the amount that you get from your income. Then it's just like okay, yeah, cool, like
But at the
But-
same time, do you think you break even though? Because like, let's say I'm using arbitrary numbers, but let's
Mhm.
say I'll pay you $100 to put you on your Spotify
Oh no,
playlist.
for sure. It's not well. Thing is, at the end of the day, you're never really gonna know because it's like with the whole like with the streams, you don't really know if let's say exactly how much you got from that playlist, then it's about because it's like because the
You
thing
mean
is
stream count or revenue count?
yeah no the stream count because let's say if somebody like tells you oh like it's like if I put you in this playlist, you're not gonna get exactly 3,000.
Oh, like before getting into it.
Yeah.
Yo, for sure.
So
if they tell you a
basically,
number,
let's say
sketch.
even if you go and like you don't know how many streams you're gonna get exactly from that like playlist until let's say it's like the time has passed and then you get your Spotify data and
Mhm.
everything. But beforehand, there's no way to really know.
Yeah.
That's why it's just like it's just like it's not really worth it unless like it's just like a added on thing.
I agree. And that's why I keep saying, like yesterday on the radio I was saying like when I entered music, it blew my mind once I started studying the industry to see how many people are capping,
Yeah,
bro.
no, it's all like smoke and mirrors and everything.
It's insane. It's all public perception.
Yeah.
Like convince people that you're cool until people actually believe that you're
Yeah.
cool and jump on the bandwagon. That's literally what they're betting on.
Yeah,
So when like a record label advance you something and sign you, that's what they're betting on.
yeah.
Like let us try to persuade the narration that you're cool until people like are brainwashed into thinking you're cool, and then you're actually popping.
Yeah.
It's so weird, bro.
But things are gonna get like kind of like harder because we were talking about it earlier. Remember how I was telling you it's like at a certain point once you get like a certain amount of streams, Spotify gives you a section where it says listeners also listen to those other people. So now they changed their algorithm, and so now it's like you could be a smaller artist, but you also have that. And so that kind of like changed the way that they're gonna like affect it because I notice that I have it now, like I see like other people, but like I said, me I'm growing, so I think like the follower things is I think they're gonna have to rely on the follower thing more now because it's like they used to more look at the monthly listeners and also listeners also listen to, but it's like now that like it's like now it's kind of easier to have it. It's like now I think they're really gonna start looking at the followers more than like just like that.
I have to look into it more because I saw a couple videos of guys saying that like Spotify tried like helping the smaller artists by doing that, but it's like actually doing the counter
Yeah,
action where it's
Yeah.
screwing people over because like anyways, I don't want to talk too much when I don't know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, so I'll let people do their own research. Like guys like Andrew Southworth and stuff were talking about it on their TikToks and YouTube. But I noticed that because I've had that for a while, like people also listen to,
yeah.
and I didn't know the artist. Like it was actually artists that the algorithm was like, oh, your music sounds like, in terms of like music theory, like the keys that you're usually in, the BPMs you're in, the genres. It used to kind of associate it with people around the world that had similar kind of listeners, right?
Yeah.
Now, the people in my thing, as of last week, I noticed it's just people I've collabed with or that I've listened to,
Yeah,
which makes no sense because my music doesn't necessarily sound like that person. So it's kind of screwing us over now.
But we got off topic again.
No, you're good.
But,
Yo. You're good. Like I told you, topics are just completely up for.
Alright. So yeah, so basically if when it comes to like playlists and everything like that, it's like I don't think, especially when starting off, like
Exactly.
especially when starting off, like try to stay away from the playlist. Like even me, it's like the last time I got on a playlist was like just because I wanted to try to push a song more. But it's just like at the end of the day it wasn't really worth it for me. So I'm just like gonna stay away from it like as
Yeah.
much as possible basically.
Yeah. But it's true. It's I think it's a clever way for people to inflate their numbers.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, they'll see like, I don't know, 100,000 monthly listeners,
Yeah.
and then like 90,000 or more than that of their monthly listeners come from that playlist.
Yeah.
But like if you look at the save rates, if you look at like those metrics, you realize like, okay, like, no one's coming back to actually check your
One of
music
the
or catalog.
easiest way to see it is just like, let's say you have the top 5 songs.
Yeah.
Let's say you have like this amount of monthly listeners, one song with a bunch of streams, and then all the other songs is like
Facts.
under like so it's just like
Yeah, it's so sketch when you see like, let's say top one song is like
yeah.
300,000, and then all the others are like less than 1,000.
Yeah,
You're
and
like,
especially
yo,
especially
you know
if
what
the
that
monthly
is.
listeners are high, and then like the other ones are like less than 1,000.
Yeah.
Then that's crazy.
Yeah, it's but we know because we're in that world. This is
Yeah.
funny though. But yeah, anyway, so I would recommend, and according to your opinion, we don't recommend going playlist route, especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
Or at least a playlist won't get you a fan base. I think is the best way to conclude. My next topic is charging for features. I know we've talked also about this off
Yeah.
air. What's your opinion on people, small artists that essentially, again, have either a very little or no fan base that are out here just because they have a few thousand followers are charging, hundreds of dollars for features? What's your opinion?
I don't think, because honestly, it's like you pay for the. Let's say you do a feature, right, and then let's say you own the song, like you destroy the other artists and everything like that. At the end of the day, yes, you did amazing on the song, but at the end of the day, like if you're not gonna bring listens to the to the song and everything like that, then why are you charging? It's like, um, what is it? Right now, I'm at a point where it's just like I'm low key thinking of charging, but the reason why is like a specific reason is because I've had like I've done features for people, and then what's funny is like it's not even me trying to brag or anything like that. It's just I know even though I'm at a small stage, I know I still bring people to go to listen to a song when I'm featured on the song. Like one of the main proofs is like whenever I go on a song, I'll see like that song will be in the top 5 of that person for like a good amount of time and everything like that. And so that's how I know I bring something. And then, but one of the things that kind of made me want to charge sometimes is just because I've been on people's songs, but then after that, they just end up like taking it down, like out of nowhere without telling me or anything like that. Then I'm
Why?
like, I don't know. It's just like, let's say they just feel like, they didn't do good enough on that song or reasons or whatever. Then it's just like, now I'm like, put that time in for no reason. So it's like now, like, it's like one thing I'm doing now is just like, I'll tell people, it's just like, okay, I'm doing this feature for you. It's like, it's like, it has to stay. If it doesn't stay, then like, it's just like, then I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Or let's say, I might charge, but I don't think, I wouldn't even charge like a crazy amount, like, because it's like, at the end of the day, like, although like, I know I do good in features and everything like that, I know I still gain something from it too, because it's like those listeners are like listening to their music, and then I might gain people from that. So it's like, but I don't really know how I'm gonna like handle it personally. But for other people, let's say you don't have to deal with my situation where the artists like take down the songs and everything. I'd say if you're not bringing anything, like if you're not bringing like people like to
Like new listeners, you
yeah,
mean?
if you're not bringing new listeners, like then there's no like point in charging. Even if it's one person that you're bringing, like you got to bring a good amount of people before you're able to charge. And at the same time too, it's like I feel like sometimes it's like trying to put money in front of it. Sometimes it's just like it's like sometimes like it's just like even if let's say I get to a point where I'm able to charge, let's say if I like the song enough, I'll just get on it for free and everything like that. Because creating music in itself, like I like creating
Yeah.
music. So it's like I don't want to feel like I'm putting money into it when like, let's say I could have been part of a great song and something like that, and then like, it goes crazy or something.
I agree with most, like pretty much everything you said. Actually, I think I feel like a lot of people when it comes to features, they restrict themselves by charging too
Yeah.
early. Like I don't know if it's an ego thing or if it's just because they really want the money. Which again, if you're in it for the money too early, I feel like you're in it for the wrong reasons. That's
Yeah.
my opinion. Because like you said, we're making music for fun.
Yeah.
So why are you charging when you have? Anyways, if you're not bringing new listeners to that song or whatever that you're on, I agree that like you're literally almost like scamming people.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're charging for features, because it's like the whole point of it, technically speaking, is that let's say hypothetically I would pay you X amount of dollars because that has value to it. Meaning that value in this situation would be that you're gonna bring me some new ears that I wouldn't have been exposed to if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
So people that are here and they have no one actually listening to them, charging doesn't really make sense because then like as an artist, let's say me, instead of paying you for a feature, I could put my money so many different areas that would benefit me as an artist way more than that.
Yeah.
Unless you're an established artist, I feel like it's literally a waste of money.
Oh, bro, my fault for cutting you off. Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
just remembered what I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
Bro, you know the shit that pissed me off the most, bro? It's like a lot of times, and it's about features, basically. A lot of times you'll have some people hit you up, like being like, oh yeah, like, I want to be part of the song. This is my feature price. Bro.
Yo, that's crazy, bro.
You hit me up to be on the song, but I have to pay you when you wanted to be on the song. I didn't even know about you. I
Yo.
did not, bro. The amount of time I've had that, the other thing that irks me? The other thing that irks me is like, and I used to do that before, but I don't do that anymore. It's like people hitting you up and be like, oh, yo, let's make a song together. I'm like, all right, I'm down and everything like that. Do you have an open? Bro, it's like there is at least, let's say, if we were familiar with the type of music that we make together, that like, at least let's say try to show them the type of music that you make. At least have a conversation or something. Oh, I'd like to do something like this with you. How do you hit me up and then ask me for my open?
I know, bro.
Like, it'd make more sense if you say, oh, I have an open and then I'd like you to be on there. But it's like, for me to give you my song for you to be featured on there, it's like, it's
I know.
delusional.
I feel like people just don't think that far. It's like, same for me. And this is not even on some arrogant or egotistical thing, but it's like producers will approach me and they'll be like, yo, like, I love your music. I would love to make a song with you. Like, I'll send you like 5 of these beats. Tell me your favorite one. And I'm like, yo, I really appreciate you taking your time. Let me listen to them. And I do. I always do.
Yeah.
I listen to them and I'm like, I'll make the time for it. Like, I'm kind of going out my way. Not that I'm doing them a favor. I don't want to make it sound like that, but I wasn't planning on doing that. So then I'll hit them back and be like, yo, you know what? Like, this beat from your tape, I really enjoy. Like, I would consider working on it with you. And they'd be like, okay, boom, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So just so you know, my exclusives are $300 a piece.
Yeah, bro.
Then I'm like your point with the whole thing before, like, okay, why were you capping when you said you really loved my work and you really wanted to work with me? You just wanted to make money off of me? Or like, I don't understand. It doesn't sound genuine when you're going to go and say, I love your work. Here's 5 beats. Oh, by the way, there's 300 a piece.
At least say it up front.
Just tell me up front.
Like, bro, like I had like a producer that like, it's like he sent me a big pack, but in the
It was
link,
written.
there was something that said this is the price for the lease and everything like that. At least I know, but it's just like, at least I know what I'm getting myself into.
Exactly. And that's respectful. That's fine. But it's when people go out their way pretending like they would love to do work with you because they admire work. And then out of nowhere, last second, they're like, oh, by the way, it's $300. It's like, bro, the whole point, I thought we were making music for fun because we appreciate each other's work.
Yeah.
It's like almost hypocritical. That turns me off. That's happened to me a lot of times. I'm like, bro, like I have in-house producers that work with me.
Bro, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. A lot of times I don't really answer DMs a lot of times, bro. Like, I have, like, a lot of DMs, and I know, like, I'm probably, like, missing out on opportunities and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, it's, like, I just have so much going on already. And so it's, like, if I answered all those DMs, I would have to, like, take my time and like listen to the things. And the thing is, it's like I feel bad sometimes telling somebody, "Yo, this is good," but this is not the type of thing that I do.
Yeah.
Even though, like it's like, let's say I would be able to hop on the beat and everything like that, but it's not the type of music that I feel like making and everything like that. And I feel like sometimes people might take it wrong, and so it's just like I just rather just not have the conversation at all, like sometimes, because
Yeah. But at the same time, like if they take it wrong, it's their fault.
yeah. But it's just like, bro, I just don't feel like having the conversation like
Yeah, like
to
that
begin with.
confrontational.
No, it's not even
No,
that.
I don't
It's
think
just
that's
like
the right word actually, but yeah.
it's just like imagine like really taking my time to do something just for me to get bad vibes from it. In the end, it's just like
Yeah.
it's not worth it. Like I have like a bunch of producers I work with already. Like we already have a good relationship and everything like that. And so basically, it's just like I'm working on that. And then if fate decides that like I'm gonna end up working with a different producer and everything like that, then I end up working with a different
Yeah.
producer and everything. And
No, I
it
feel you.
happens.
Yeah. So yeah, charging for features I think is not the move. Like for me, I see it like, uh, and I used to do this and I still do this now. I just have less time now, but I say yes to every single opportunity when it comes to features because it's an opportunity for me to get my music heard by more people.
Oh, no features, yeah. Beats,
Oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah,
But I'm just beats is definitely different. But I'm talking about features. Sorry, I just never finished my thought.
yeah.
I feel like even if the song is not the best song I've heard in my life, I'm not gonna go and jump on a song that I disagree with the content and stuff. So I want to stay authentic with myself. But if the music is just like it's okay, it's decent, whatever, I'm not gonna say no because it's not the best song I ever heard. Because guess what? Even if let's say the artist is smaller than me, they only have 10 listeners. That's still 10 listeners that I never would have had if I didn't do the feature.
Bro,
So it's stupid for me to say no because I have an ego or because I'm bigger.
Yeah.
Like it's just actually dumb. I'm restricting myself.
bro, and what's crazy? The thing is, you can't really just count it on like just 10 listeners, bro. One of those 10 people might turn out to be like your biggest fan and might try to pull up to every show and everything like that. Bro, you never know. That's why like a lot of times I say I just hop on songs, bro. It's like I haven't hopped on a song that like I feel like was genuinely bad or whatever. I might be like, okay, yeah, I might feel like there's things that might be worked on, but most of the songs I hopped on, like I really enjoyed, and like I think I'm lucky because it's just like some people might not enjoy it the way that I enjoy it and everything like that, and that's okay because like I've had songs, for example, come out where it's like people have told me, oh, it's like I don't really like the other guy, while me, it's like I really like it, but like I just listen to so much different type of music.
Yeah.
Where it's just like people tell me, oh, I don't really like the other guy, but I like you, but it's just like it's like I really like both of the things, so it's just like, bro. So me, I just really enjoy the whole process of creating music. And so me, I might find like a lot of songs good that other people don't find good and everything like that. And so me, I'm just gonna hop on it as soon as I get an idea. I'm just gonna like get on the song.
Exactly. And even you got to see it like let's say someone else might be like, oh, like the artist you collab with is not that amazing, this and that. Let's say obviously that's just a subjective opinion, but let's say if you are able to stand out and kind of have the better verse or whatever, subjectively speaking, then you're just going to stand out in that song and be the highlight of the song, technically speaking. So more people will probably lean your way and then look into your catalog. So it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. No, like you could always get like one new person.
Exactly.
And just that one person could
super valuable, man.
Could change so much.
Like you said, it could become your biggest fan. And guess what? You would have never discovered them if you didn't do that feature. Or if you charged $300 for that feature. Because who has that money? The artists don't have that money to even invest in themselves, so they're not going to go pay for features. Exactly. Stupid.
And plus, they're not gonna make that. They're not gonna make it back with the song that like
Exactly.
Even if it's $25, it's like for a song to make $25, it needs like a
lot of streams. Yeah.
So it's like,
no, you're right. Okay, my next topic, and I know your opinion on this, but let's teach the kids here. When you're in the studio, I know we've had these convos again. When you're in the studio or when you're writing your music, whatever, do you keep in mind the fact that some of these songs will be performed live? Meaning that, like, do you think there's a difference or importance to write certain songs specifically for live shows versus just being listened to on Spotify or whatever?
Depends. Like, most of my music before, like recently, like the music I'm going to be dropping and everything like that. I'm making more music that I could drop, that I could perform at shows because that's what I'm planning to do now. But most of my music before, it's like, yeah, it could be performed, but it's more, let's say, for a fan base, people that like know my music word for word. And so one time we went to that King Block show and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like like I was happy I went there because like I was able to see a bunch of different people perform, and like I was able to see what worked better and everything like that. And so now I've been like kind of like I think the thing is, when the main thing is, whenever I go, like I record with with a specific intention. It's like I have some songs where I just record because it's like, okay, how do I feel? Okay, I feel this way. I'm gonna record this because I feel this way. Okay, if I don't have anything specific that happened today or whatever that I want to talk about, okay, let's listen to like a bunch of different beats. Oh, okay, this is the idea I get. Oh, okay, so I feel like this might go better at a perform at a like on stage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make that song this way because like it's just like I know it's gonna do better in a crowd and everything like that live. So yeah, like there's different approaches when recording songs and everything like that. So
I think it's important to have songs that are dedicated for live
yeah,
shows. Like we've talked about this, and the more that we've talked about it, the more it got me thinking about it. And you see it even in big artists. Like, yeah, they'll perform their hit songs because
yeah,
they're hits,
yeah,
but the songs they perform won't necessarily be like their most streamed song. This and that. It's songs that are good to have in front of a
yeah,
crowd.
yeah,
Like there's some songs of mine that are, let's say, in my top 5 on Spotify that I won't necessarily perform live because I know that it doesn't give the same energy
yeah,
as a low key song that is one of my bottom tier songs in regards to performance, in regards to stream count. But in a live show, it goes crazy. And it introduces that song to people that are like, yo, I've never heard this.
Bro.
It's actually lit. And then they'll actually go check it out because that's such a good vibe in the show.
The best example of that is Playboy Cardi.
Yeah.
Bro, when I'm not ashamed to say it, when Whole Lotta Red dropped, I hated it. Bro, I despised that album. Like, I didn't want anyone to talk to me about that album because it was, bro. But when I haven't met, like, Playboy Cardi doesn't come to Montreal, so it's like, or if he came, I wasn't able to. But when I seen the clips of it live, bro, Playboy Cardi just works better like live, bro. It's just so crazy, and then that's when I understood. Like even Yeet, for example, like
Same thing for you. Yeah, I agree.
I didn't like Yeet at first, but then like it's like when I finally like, because looking into like different like my fault, looking into like different the different like places that the music goes and everything like that. Like if you're just like a headphone listener, you're not gonna like understand.
Yeah.
You're not gonna understand a lot of it. But it's like if you go to shows and everything like that, you're gonna like be like, okay, yeah, like I get it, because it's like what Playboy Cardi. One of the things I used to like say I didn't like about him was like the fact that he repeated something. He repeated a line a lot of times in the song, but once you're in the crowd, like bro, he has a song. He like stop breathing, take my shirt off, and now the whole stop breathing. It's like you say that, so the people, they know that this is the song, this is the line, so they know the line comes like 2-3 times. Oh shit, my fault, I spit. My
That's
fault.
okay. That's okay.
They know that the line comes like 2-3 times, and so what happens? It's easy for them to like say it over again. And guess what? What do you have? Like a bunch of people hype and screaming your lyrics and everything like that. And it's just like, bro, that the energy too,
Yeah.
bro. Just like Cardi screaming and everything like that. You like just on headphones, you're not really gonna understand it. But when you have that in
Mm-hmm.
the show, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why it's like I'm happy that like I was able to like do my music like my introspective melodic like heartbreak music before, and then I kind of like thought about all of that because now it kind of goes with the themes that I'm going into, and so basically like now I'm able to like focus more on that, and then like as I'm going with it. So, yeah.
I still think you need a balance though. Like you can't just make music for live shows because most people, most of the time, they'll be
Yeah.
listening in their headphones,
Yeah,
like
nah, for sure.
wherever else, like
sure.
just going through life.
Yeah, no, like that's why I think it's just like you need to one. It's good to have songs that are like let's say good for live shows, but at the same time you need to also have songs that are like good for both.
Exactly.
And also the thing is, you can't just have that. Like that's why, like me, I'm saying I'm happy I have my back catalog, where it's like I have songs that are like good for headphones and everything like that, and those are my most popular songs right now. Like if you go off of like my top five, you wouldn't think that I have any like rapping songs, or
Mm-hmm.
like you'd think I just make melodic music and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like but
Yeah, I think both is super important. But yeah, I think artists should consider when they're making their music, like, okay, this is for a live show, but okay, this next one is for just vibing in your
yeah,
headphones. Like, you need a balance because yeah, if you go to, I mean, we've seen it. Some of those live gigs, it's like the music is good
yeah,
technically, but in a live show, it just doesn't really fit the
yeah.
vibe. My next question for you, which people hate the answer to this. Well, I'm assuming I think I know your answer. Maybe I don't actually. So let's see. What do you think is more important between
Oh,
the music and the music marketing as an upcoming artist? What do you think is more
marketing
important?
for sure. Marketing for sure. Because bro, let's be honest, bro. We have we have the greatest artists ever, Miles. I don't know if you ever heard of Miles, bro. I have to show bro. I have to show you bro. Could I show you right now? Actually,
If you want to, yeah.
bro, hold on,
Like, are you saying he's really good or really bad?
fuck is gonna fuck it up.
That's
Actually,
okay.
Um,
Like, he's actually good?
I love his music. Some people hate it.
Why are you laughing about it then?
You'll just see. Should I put it like this or?
That's fine.
Bitch, I'm in the field, nigga, call me Indiana Jones. Feel like Soldier Boy today, so kiss me through the phone. Feel like Usher
There's no
yesterday
way.
in the shower, bitch, I was burning. This nigga really think he in Indiana, he not Indiana Jones. This nigga thought he bought a
There's no way. Can you tell me how many monthly listeners this guy has?
You can take the phone.
662,000 monthly listeners. This song has 3 million plays. Okay, but he's not serious though.
No,
he's
he's
kidding.
not.
He's like
He's-
trolling.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. But like,
But that's proof that marketing is more important than the music. Yeah.
bro. It's like at the end of the day, when you really look at it, it's like the music is not the best. Although I think it's amazing music, to be honest. Like he's the greatest artist to ever touch the mic. The mic is blessed to have his presence, to be honest. But it's like
Oh,
no, I think it's an acquired taste, but but hold on. I think the marketing is more important because I think even Akon on one interview he was talking about Waka Flocka.
okay.
I don't know if you know who that.
Yeah, for sure.
But so he was saying Waka Flocka was not like he's not the best rapper and everything, but Waka Flocka was able to he has a likable personality and everything like that, and people fuck with him and everything like that. I know more about Waka Flocka than I know about his music. Like
I agree. Me as well.
like I know all that do it and everything like that.
Yeah.
But it's like he's just such a nice person.
Mm-hmm.
Like like he has a likable personality, and so because of that, he was able to be successful. And so basically, it's like if you are able to market yourself, bro. There's so many joke songs. We have so many songs that are horrible,
Yeah.
but it's just
Yeah, exactly. But it's huge.
yeah, and then
Which is I don't think neither of us want to be known for
Yeah,
stuff like that,
yeah.
but it's just proof that if it's positioned correctly, okay, some artists and some songs like the guy you just showed me, he's getting memed, so no one's taking him seriously. I would
I take
assume,
him seriously. He's an amazing artist.
except for a couple exceptions. maybe.
Don't talk bad. No, my slander will be tolerated.
Okay, fine. But I think the marketing is what'll make, and to your point, when people like you as an individual, if they feel like they have a connection to you, if they like you, if they think you're genuine and authentic,
Yeah,
they're more likely to go support whatever you have going on.
sure,
So whether
sure.
that's you making music, whether that's you selling t-shirts, whether anything that you're doing, they're probably going to go check it out. And
Yeah.
literally this is why that I decided to take my TikTok niche last year into the educational direction, is because I had some experience that I thought would be valuable to people that are just getting started or whatever. And that indirectly leads to people discovering my music and really enjoying it because they're like, yo, okay, this guy gives game. I'm never here talking like, yo, go listen to my song. I'm just providing value, educational value to these upcoming artists, whatever. And that makes them discover me as a person. And then if they rock with me, they're probably going to be like, yo, let me give his music a chance. And then if they like it, they're like, yo, not only does this guy like teach me stuff, he seems like a genuine person and makes decent music. So like Waka Flocka, like your point, like, yeah, even if people know him more through his, personality rather than his music, it'll kind of bleed into the other one.
And the personality helps so much because it's like, bro, one thing that you'll notice is like, let's say, when an artist has like a fan base, a lot of times you'll see things like, oh, Juice World, funny videos, like funny clips compilation, or I don't know, Lil Uzi, funny clips compilation and everything like that. Because at the end of the day, yeah, your music is good, but it's just like people want to latch on to more. So it's like the marketing doesn't just have to be like, you pushing your music and everything like that. Like, it's like I feel like your personality matters way more than the music. I think like one of the things I'm worked the most for me is like, I have a likable personality. And so people like being around me, people like having me around, and that's helped me like, a lot because I've been able to like make connections, like, have opportunities, like for example, like, Baha'i, like, it's just like they let me like,
Yeah.
you seen the Thank God freestyle that I did and everything
Yeah.
like that. They let me record it there and they let me shoot it there too, like shoot the
Yeah, I've
video
seen
there and
shots
everything.
like Apollo in the
Yeah,
background and
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
like they literally like let me do it and everything like that, and then it was just like just off of like me being like a good person there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just I don't know why people think like
It's
it's
an
like
ego thing, bro.
bro, ego is not gonna get you anywhere, bro.
No.
It's like okay, you're good, but like calm down.
Exactly. I
Like
mean, ego maybe it'll get you somewhere, but it won't last, right? And like there's so many opportunities that present themselves to you if you're genuine and
Yeah.
authentic with people. Like
Yeah.
we're not trying to encourage you to be fake nice to
Yeah.
people, but if you're just real with people, like and just show love, like we're super nice when we meet people
Yeah.
just because like we're genuine and they feel that right away, bro.
Yeah.
And that'll lead to so many you wouldn't have those opportunities, bro, if you were going in there, like chin up and being all like tough. Like it wouldn't work
It's
that
not
way.
that hard being a good person, bro.
No.
Actually, one of the best example I have currently, it's like, although it's like, it really, bro. Did you see the thing going on with Doja Cat?
Like yeah.
Bro, she was like, had that altercation with her fans and everything like that. And then like, it's just like, I just felt like, bro, it was just like so crazy how like, it's like you were just talking to your fans, people that like you and everything. And it was just like, I really love Doja Cat's music and everything like that. But that turned me off so much that I don't even want to like listen to her music anymore. Like the music I used to listen to from her, and I used to be like, to me, I was always saying, Doja Cat is one of the best female rappers and everything like that. I I loved her music. Like, I love to like, like play her music and everything like that. But it's just like that side of her personality, just like, it was just like
It's a turn off, bro.
it was just such a turn off that it's just like, I whenever her song comes on, I skip it. It's just like, bro,
I know.
I just don't like it. Just turned me off so much. That's why it's just like, bro, you can make the best music ever, but it's like, a lot of people like, they'll just get off of it if they don't like your personality.
I completely agree. And the opposite is true too. Like you could make decent music,
Yeah.
but if you're very genuine people, authentic, then you'll do so much better for yourself.
Yeah.
I just find it, that's a good example actually, because like she's gone way too far, bro. Like it's like
It's crazy.
God bless her. But anyways, okay. My next thing is, in your opinion, do music videos still matter nowadays? Full on music videos. Do you think they're
Yes and
worth
no.
the investment? Do you think it's worth just looking over and doing something else?
Yes and no. Like, and I'm like, for the most part, no, because it's like, if you're gonna pay for that, it's better to just like, make a bunch of TikTok videos and then post those. Like the only way that it like, let's say it would be yes, is let's say if one song is doing better than a bunch of songs, adding visuals to that will help to a certain degree. And also, let's say if you have like a very like artistic view like with it, and then you wouldn't even really need to like have a super high budget video and everything like that. Like I have a song that I'm working on currently. I don't really want to like give too much details because like, I don't want somebody else to like, take the idea and everything. But that song is just like, I need imagery because like, that song I'm not saying things like directly. I'm making references to other things. And so basically that song I really want to have a video with it because then I like, so people can understand what's being said
Hmm.
in the song and everything. So if it's more of an artistic thing, then yeah, go for the music video. But if you have to pay me, I'm lucky enough I was able to like, have my friend that like, we literally like from the time like, shout out Rami by the way, like from the time where I was literally just doing little closet freestyles and everything like that. He was recording me
That's
and everything like
crazy.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
bro, it's like I could send you
That's
the
dope,
videos
man.
actually.
Yeah.
I was doing little closet freestyle videos and everything. Like it was like, bro, shout out my drama teacher. He had like this closet room where he had like a bunch of like clothes that people like the people that were in drama using. So I just like took a little corner there and then I would just like here and there, like I would just write, and then I would freestyle and everything like that. So the teacher would let me use that corner. Shout out my teacher,
Wow, God
bro.
bless your teacher. That's dope. Just
Yeah,
because he wanted to support your music.
he would like I don't think he really like listened but like he knew like what I was doing.
You're just encouraging the
Yeah,
idea to pursue your
basically,
thing.
like
Yeah,
he was like he
that's
was a
dope.
very chill teacher and everything like that, and he was like, "All right, go for it," and
That's
everything.
cool.
And then after that, like, so Rami, my friend, like, it's like he was the one there every single time I would need him. He like and he like bro, so he was helping me, and then we went up until like he has his camera and everything like that. He does his own thing now. For the most part, but it's like I was lucky, like to go with him and everything like that, and like we're doing that together. So, but if you really, I still pay him, like, but it's mostly like because I want to pay him. He doesn't even really charge me and everything like
Hmm.
that. But if you don't have those, and that's what I'm saying, make connections, have a likable personality. Again, it goes back to that. If you really have to pay for it, then TikTok is better because if you have a bunch of vertical videos, then you can put it on Instagram, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Thriller. There's just so many possibilities. Whereas, like that one music video is just
Yeah.
gonna he put one player and like forgotten.
Exactly. I think you said it perfectly. Like, I think, back to when we were talking earlier about like playlists, I kind of think the same way that like music videos is a nice side piece,
Mhm.
like an additional
Yeah,
factor.
for sure. For
Like,
sure.
I wouldn't put all my money of, into a music video, but it could be a good additional piece.
Yeah, for sure.
If people have the budgets for that. Because, yeah, it does get very expensive if you're really getting like a full length music video done. What I tried a few years ago that I still do now, like on my Instagram, is do short music videos,
Mhm.
which in my experience is way better just because it gives like a snippet of the song. I don't think people have, again, the attention span to go watch through a whole 3-minute video.
Mhm.
But if you just give like a 15 to 30-second short video, not only does it give you pieces of content, like you said, to recycle for TikTok, Reels, Shorts, all that, but also it gives a second win to the song, and then it teases the song. So if people have never heard it and then they see the 15, 20-second short music video, they're like, oh, the song's actually dope. Let me go listen to the full
Yeah.
song. Because if the full song had the music video, if people watch the video, which they probably won't, but if they do, they heard the song, so they probably won't go listen to the song on Spotify or Apple Music or anything. But if you give them a small snippet through a video, then they might be curious to listen to the whole song.
Yeah.
So it's tying everything in to get kind of streams or plays everywhere rather than just on YouTube or just there. You know what I mean? So I think it could be worth it. But yeah, if you're going to put all your money into a song, I don't think music videos is the way. Back in the day, I think that's what, that's why now people still really want to push that narrative because back then it was super valuable.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like, I don't know. I think it's a nice complementary factor, but it shouldn't be your main promo point, I don't think. Kind of switching the story here, or the topic, but I know that you're really interested now in getting into live performances. That's
Yeah.
something that you're really trying to push, like,
Yeah.
in the near future. I'm curious what you think nowadays in today's environment. If you had to pick one, like full send in one of the two directions I'm about to tell you,
Mhm.
full like social media
Yeah.
grind to grow your music, or live shows, live performances, pop-up events, open mics, like, in-person events,
Mhm.
or all online. If you had to just do one, which do you think for upcoming artists is the most valuable nowadays?
Damn, it's hard to just pick one, but I'd say if I really had to just pick one, I'd say, I'd say live shows. To be honest,
That's crazy.
because like it's like
That's
although
crazy, bro.
like just
No, I'll let you cook, bro.
let me cook. Alright. So basically, although it's like online, it's more of a like unlimited reach and everything. I feel like that
In
in
person, you mean?
person,
Sorry, what did you say? In
online
person
it's
is more
more of a
limited.
online is more unlimited, basically.
Unlimited.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, sorry, I misheard you.
But
Yeah,
it's like I feel like that in person connection can kind of like be more valuable in a way because let's say you meet someone and you get to shake their hand and everything like that kind of like creates like some kind of bond in a way.
for sure.
And so basically, like let's say you go in there and like it's like you go to a show that artist gave you an amazing experience. You're gonna want to like listen to that artist more and everything like that. And so you're gonna want to pop up more at shows and everything like that because that's what happened with me and like DC the Don. I used to listen to DC the Don, but after I went to his shows, I really enjoyed it and it kind of like made me
Became a fan.
more of a fan.
Yeah,
And so another thing too is like at live shows, it's easier for you to have your merch there and everything like that. And so basically, it's like it's easier. Like so, you can get more. Like another thing too is like I'm also thinking about it in a way like let's say sustainable like lifestyle, like living off of the music. I
okay.
feel like you could live like doing live shows and everything like that. It's kind of like a more straightforward way of making money than like online and everything like that because online is kind of like more grinding out for like a longer period of time in a way, and then like you have to wait more before you're able to get that. But it's just like I feel like kind of like creating your little community like in person. I feel like in a way it's kind of like gonna like allow it to expand like better, but in a more person to person like type of way basically.
Yeah,
I feel like the connection is like because what is it? There was like something about like just 100 fans on it, like like how like they say you just
yeah,
need.
yeah, yeah.
So I feel like I feel like if you do that in person thing, you're more likely to get that 100 fans than like online because most of the, like online most people are just gonna like
Like casual
passively.
listeners.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna be passively like people that like passively fans of you. But if you're able to like go on the, like in the show, let's say you have like segments where you're just talking to the people and everything like that, then you create more of a connection. Then yeah, I feel like, but that's just like me because thing is, I'm kind of gonna go on a tangent. Like thing is like me. At the end of the day, the way I create my music is I talk about like it's like the things that like it's like happened to me. And one time when I really sat down and I was like, okay, let's say let's say I die, what type of impact would I want my music to have? And it's like I'm just like, okay, like I want people to like be able to like feel that it's okay to like express themselves and everything like that. Especially like let's say like as a man, and especially like as a black man and everything like that, because it's just like we're just as men in general, we're expected to like be tough, be strong, and everything like that. But I feel like we have that stigma even more as a black man and everything like that. And it's just like
like a chip on your shoulder.
yeah, so it's just like I want it to like I want people to know that it's okay to like be able to like express themselves and everything. Like fuck, I'm gonna keep going.
Your time's just fine. Keep
Alright.
going.
So basically, one time I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and basically he told me like, and I didn't take it like wrong, but he told me like my music sound more like white people music in a way, and it's just like and I hate that I understood what he meant because it's like in the black community we're more like talking about like violence and everything like that. That's like one of the main things and everything. Like I'm happy that like now it's starting to change, whereas like it's like what R&B, like there's more people and like like and it's crazy because black people, let's say, created rock and everything like that, but it's just like it's a predominantly like white person genre and everything like that, and mostly white people. And I hate talking about race. I hate that in a way, but at the same time, it's like I feel like it's just so sad that it's just like we're kind of like bubbled in into like mostly rap, and so basically it's just like the fact that I'm doing this, it feels like it's white people genre and everything like that, and it's just like it shouldn't be like that. Like just the fact that like it's like I'm talking about my emotions and everything like that, it shouldn't be considered that, and I want to break that stigma in a way because there's just so many things that wouldn't be the way that they are if people were able to like, just talk about their emotions. People end up like, fighting and everything like that. There was like this one story that my friend told me about. It's like there was this black kid. He came like, he tried to like, get into a house with a gun, and then the man was holding the gun and like holding a shotgun. He was like, okay, like you have a gun, I have a gun. This is obviously not gonna end well. So it's like, put the gun down, let's talk. And then they talked, and then he's like, okay, so what's going on? And he said, okay, it's my brother. Like, I need money to help my brother and everything like that. And then, like, he helped him, and then that helped set him to a better path and everything. And there's a lot of stories like that too, just from being able to, like, talking.
It's crazy, bro.
And it's just like, bro, there's so many things that it's just like, bro, we're not allowed to, like, we're not able to talk. And it's like, bro, if I were to tell my grandma, for example, that I have depression or whatever, such shit like that, it's like she'll be like, "What? Nah, we're going to church." It's
Yeah.
like in our community, it's just so not like it's something that's just so not used to like really talking about our emotions and everything, especially as guys. Like it's like it's a men thing in general, but it's just like also like especially like in my community in a way we don't have that many fucking we don't have that many icons in a way that like show us that it's okay to like talk about our emotions and everything like that. And what's sad is like a lot of them, like let's say if we have one, they end up dying.
Bro,
We had
I know.
X, we had Juice, like like we might have like other people, but I'm just not able to like think
Even
about them.
beyond the music scene, though, like
Yeah.
either political figures or like people that were big in the public eye.
Yeah.
They end up dying.
Yeah.
Straight up.
So it's just like bro, it's like that's why I'm like, yo, it's like I don't know how much time I have, but it's like with the time that I have, it's like I want to be able to like, be able to like show people that like, it's okay to like, talk about what you feel and everything like that. And it's just like
That's dope, bro. I respect it a lot.
thank you.
I think it's important.
Very
And for you as like a human, like in terms of fulfillment and stuff, I think it'll make you feel that fulfillment that we all need as people.
yeah.
If you're like, if that's your calling or whatever you want to call it, like, then you're gonna feel like you've kind of provided what you have to provide to
Yeah.
this world, And I think everyone needs to find that. I think everyone has a different avenue, whether it's making music or painting or cooking. Like everyone has their thing. They just have
Yeah.
to find it. And when they do find it, they can't repress those. They have to express themselves
yeah, no, for
however
sure.
they have to.
For
But not
sure.
many people actually do, bro. For many factors, like I get it that life is life, and you can't just live in dreamland because you have to pay the bills and there's like real life problems and stuff. But like, if you could find something that just makes you feel alive and valuable, then all those concepts that you were talking about, like depression, this and that, like I think you could, heal from it or
Yeah.
avoid it altogether if you're really just feeding what makes you you.
Bro, at the end of the day, it comes with like basically comes with first of all you finding out what you like, and also the people that you got around,
For sure.
bro. And it's so sad because it's like we live in this shit where it's just like it's go 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 finish high school, bro. There shouldn't be this amount of people in college that have no idea what they want to do with their lives, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like I'm in college and it's just like I see so many people and we talk and I'm like, oh, what do you want to do? Like, oh, I don't know. It's like, so you're studying this, but you don't know what you want to do. Yeah, I'm just like, it's like, it makes no sense because it's just like, how is it that you don't know what you want to do, but you're like putting so much like of your years into that, but then it just makes no sense. And also, the biggest thing is just like the people that you have around you because I learned that, bro, like because you knew like you see it,
I already know. Yeah.
bro, like the type of music I was making before, let's say a lot of it was about my ex, and I was in a toxic ass relationship, and it was like really bad for me, like it was like bad for my mental health and everything like that, and it was just like I just didn't have the right people around me and everything like that, and that caused me to like isolate myself more too, because it's just like I was just like I was having so many issues with that girl, and so most of my time was just spent trying to fix the issues that just wasn't able to get fixed and everything,
Mm.
and so I wouldn't have time to really like, it's like like let's say I don't know, like spend on music or whatever, or like because so much time was like in a toxic environment and everything. But then once that got handled, like once that was over, I was able to like spend more time with my friends, spend more time like like figuring
Focusing
out
on
what I
yourself and
want.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like right, like now I'm in like let's say a new relationship, and it's just like bro, it's like things are just so good that it's like I'm able to have the peace of mind that I like that I need in order to like act the way that I need to act and everything like that. And it's just like bro, so many things like can impact your mental health in a way. And we have like people just don't understand how much your mental health is important and like how the decisions that you make and everything like that. Because it's just like if you're not bro, just for example, the people that you have around, if you're always like so let's say out partying and everything, like, not that I'm like saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but if you're always going out doing things, how are you gonna like find time to like discover yourself, know what you like to do for the rest of your life and everything like that? Because all your free time is spent just going out, like so it's just like sometimes you need that time to yourself to figure out what you need to do. Because a lot of times people talk about, let's say I heard a story about people working at nursing homes, and a lot of the old people that like are dying and everything like that, when they ask, oh, what is it that you regret the most, it's not that, oh, I wish I worked more, or I wish college this, or it's like, oh, I wish I had like figured out what I wanted to do and
Yeah.
focus on that more instead of like going after a life that I didn't care about. It's just like
Facts.
bro.
Yeah, that's why I think people hit like, midlife crises and stuff, like, because they realize, like, oh, this whole thing that I was told to chase by society or your parents or
Yeah.
whatever, you get there, you hit the finish line, you're like, yo, this brought me nothing. But, it brought me so much negative and not that much positive, right? You lost some friendships, relationships, sometimes divorce, kids, like so many things involved just for so that your neighbor thinks you're cool because you're like, you have a big house and a nice car. Do you feel what I'm saying?
Bro, and
You're doing it like, and that's why we spoke about motivation and stuff on another episode. And like,
yeah.
I think people need to really do what's best for their own self-interest and stop worrying about what your neighbor thinks or your sister thinks or your friend thinks. Like, first of all, your friends should be rooting for you and your sister too. So again, surround yourself by the right people, but stop doing things for other people, because that's going to lead you in only negative directions. Either you're going to get burnt out, either you're going to get depressed. Like, there's no good that could come out of it because you're doing it ultimately for the wrong reasons. This whole music thing and the whole NSL brand as a whole, it's because I love it and it brings me value as a person. It's not that I care to have X amount of followers or this or that. Like, it comes with it. I get it, but fundamentally I do it because like I actually enjoy it. Every Friday going live, I've missed out on a lot of, parties, this, that, like because of it. But I actually love it. I love the people that come through every week, the community I'm building. Like, I find it dope. Posting on TikTok every day, doing this pod, like everything I do out of pure enjoyment. But some content creators or musicians or whatever, they do it for the wrong reasons. And ultimately they end up losing themselves long term because fundamentally they were doing it for the wrong reasons.
People need to stop doing things for like to please other people. It's like at the end of the day, it's like when you're gonna die, you're gonna die alone. You're not gonna.
And that other person won't care.
One of the things I noticed, because what is it? It was when I was doing art.
Okay.
It's like it was during the summer, and I noticed like every single morning, let's say, when it's every night, when it's time to go to sleep, and that was like when I had I had to close everything at that time and everything like that. My parents were watching over me and everything. When it was time to go to sleep, I didn't want to go to sleep, but when it was time to wake up, like it was just like I would wake up before the time that I was supposed to wake up or whatever, because I wanted to do it because I just like doing it so much. But then it's like I know it's like when it's school during the day, I can't wait to go to sleep. And then when I wake up, it's just like, bro, I don't wanna go there. Like I wish I could sleep more and everything. And so it's just like once I was like what I was maybe 16 or something, and I just had that realization. It's just like, yo, if I go with what they want me to do, this is gonna be my life every single day. And I'm sure there's a 1,000 people. There's 1,000.
The majority of people.
Majority
It's
of
the
people.
majority. I promise.
Every
you that.
single morning they wake up, they hate their life.
Or they can't wait to get home at 6 p.m.
Exactly.
or the weekend.
Bro.
That's what they live for, right?
Exactly, and it's just like that's what we're put here to do. It's just like, oh, can't wait, bro. It makes no sense that like it's like that in a whole year we only get 2 weeks to enjoy ourselves, bro. Like,
That's why you need to find a job that you enjoy, because or else 97.2% of the time you're miserable. And this is not to say like, oh, you should only have fun. Like you still need to work hard and this and that. Like I find so much value into finding a balance of like really working and then taking my time and like work hard, play hard. Like I find that valuable. But yeah, to just be miserable, like I don't know, it's a brainwashing almost.
no, but
real.
the thing is that's funny is like a lot of people also think that like it's like what we're doing is like easy because it's just like it's really not. It's a lot of work, but because it's the thing that I like to do, it's just like I enjoy it, and that's like I'm not just telling people to like let's say do music, bro. You could be a plumber, bro. If you enjoy being a plumber, bro. We
Shout
need
out Bean.
plumbers,
Bean's
bro.
a plumber. Shout out Bean. Bean from NSL. He's a plumber.
Oh, shout out, bro. We need plumbers, bro. Because it's like, bro, if you enjoy like that's what you
That
enjoy.
look crazy, bro.
Pause. Big pause on that. But if you enjoy doing that, bro, then do that, bro. Because at the end of the day,
this episode took so many turns, bro. We were getting so deep. I was getting to know you on a new level, and then you pulled that out, bro.
Bro, hey, listen.
I'm sorry, but yo, you're right. Like I completely agree with everything, man.
At the end of the day, bro, fuck what people say. And and that also goes to like this. Whatever you want, go for it. And let's say you don't have to try to please anybody. And let's say even if that person is your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you want to call that person, your significant other, if that person is not like, online with what you want, and that's something that like, you really feel like you need, don't try to like, be somebody else that you're not to be with that person. Because at the end of the day, one of the main things is gonna like, be trying to be somebody that you're not is gonna like, just deter your mental health.
And it'll catch up to you eventually.
Yeah.
You can delay it maybe for X amount of time, whether that's
Yeah.
months, years, whatever.
Yeah.
It'll catch up to you.
Yeah, and it's like it's not worth it. It's truly not worth it. It's better to be alone than to be with somebody that's not meant to be with you.
Bro, this is crazy.
Yeah.
It's bars.
Yeah.
I love the direction this conversation took.
Yeah, we were talking about like so much like marketing stuff.
No, but it's amazing. I think legit, like the way to outro this convo is perfect, bro. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. We love music, and that's what we talk about. But we all have these common factors that bring us together as humans. And everything you just said, I completely agree with, and I couldn't say it any better, man. That's why I call you a friend, man. Because I think we see eye to eye for a lot of stuff, not just in the music, but outside of it too.
Yeah, no, you my friend, bro.
Gang, let's go, baby. No, you're a good dude, man. And in the whole music world, I've met a lot of people, and I'm actually friends with a lot. Like Wizard's a great friend of mine, et cetera, it goes on. But you're one of those guys, man. That's why you come up every time, because since I met you in person and whenever we kick it, I could just tell it's genuine.
Yeah.
And your perspective on life is very similar to mine, I would say, on how you see things. And yeah, man. So that's why you're here today.
Hey, thank you for having me, bro. And like I said, bro, it's just like at the end of the day, bro, it's just be your fucking self. It's like
It's that simple.
accept everybody for who they are. Like, somebody, you don't have to like everybody. So it's like if you don't like somebody, just like, keep your distance from that person. And you just like, just be yourself. Like, I mean, just look at me, bro. It's like shits on the bracelets, weird beanies.
Like you said before, like you're weird, but it's cool.
But I'm just being myself. And like the thing is, it will attract the right people, and the people that can't deal with it, it just like, then that means like
They can move on. That's fine.
Yeah. And it's just like at the end of the day, you can't please everybody. Trying to please everybody, that's what's gonna like, end
Get
up,
you. Yeah.
fucking up your head and everything like that. So,
I agree.
yeah.
Tajiez, ladies and gentlemen, you're the man. I think that's the perfect way to outro, man.
Yeah.
But plug yourself. Give him your IG or Spotify, everything.
Tajiez on everything. So Tajiez. So if you want to have some music to cry about your last heartbreak or something, you could check me out for that. If you want to have some music to feel like a swag motherfucker, I got that. If you want to have some aggressive music, I got that too, and I got some more coming on the way. And yeah, basically at the end of the day, it's just like, I make music for like, people that like, just want to express themselves. And I'm just gonna keep on doing that, expressing myself. So I hope you like it. If you don't, that's also cool. And yeah, if you keep anything in mind from like, everything that we talked about, although we talked about a shit ton of things, at the end of the day, just be yourself. Whether it's like the marketing thing, whether like, stop trying to like, impress people or whatever. Just be your authentic authentic self.
Oh, you were on a roll there.
And basically just be your genuine self, and the people that will follow will follow. People that don't, fuck them. There's just
respectfully.
Disrespectfully.
All the best to you, my friend. I'm sure you'll see this guy again for sure.
Yeah, because we got way more to talk about.
Yeah,
so.
we got way too much. But time-wise, I think it's a perfect way to outro. So anyways, we'll be back as usual. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You know where to find me. Drew everywhere, NSL. Never Stop Laughing is the movement. Be your genuine self. That is the last thing we're saying today's episode. But Tajiez, thanks for being here, man. You're the man, baby. Let's go.
Peace.
You were cooking at the end. I was just letting you cook. That's crazy.